Coming up on the news tonight, President Buhari appoints Samuel Adebayo as Defense Intelligence Agency Chief as NSA service chiefs plan regional town hall meetings. Governor Makinde imposes 24-hour curfew on Shasha Market over killings, destruction of property in ethnic clash. Italy swears in Mario Draghi as new Prime Minister. Unity is strength when there is teamwork and collaboration. Wonderful things can be achieved. Hello and welcome to our comprehensive news package here on Ogun State Television. I am Olayinka Shodunke. President Muhammadu Buhari has appointed Major General Samuel Adebayo as the Chief of Defense Intelligence Agency. Adebayo, who took over the leadership of the DIA from the Deputy Chief of Defense Intelligence, Major General Gbolahan Oyefesobi, promised to enhance the technical capacity of the agency through the acquisition of intelligence enablers. Adebayo was the Director of Army Intelligence before his appointment, as he solicited the support and cooperation of the DIA staff to help in fulfilling the mandates of the intelligence agency. According to him, so much has been achieved by the armed forces of Nigeria in dealing with security issues. He said his administration will prioritize the core intelligence efforts of the agency in support of the ongoing operations and other national engagements. As part of strategies to mobilize civil support against the rising insecurity in the country, the federal government has concluded plans to hold town hall meetings across the geopolitical regions. The first of the meeting to be conveyed by the National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Munguno, will hold in Kaduna on February the 15th and will be attended by the heads of security agencies and the governors of the northwestern states. According to a statement on Saturday from the office of the NSA, the meetings are expected to provide direct assessment of the security situation, general local feedback and recommendations, encourage geopolitical synchronization of efforts among states, and also create a pathway to peace and security. The decision for the regional parley was taken at a meeting of the General Security Appraisals Committee hosted by the NSA on February the 11th. The statement explained that the General Security Appraisal Committee meeting, which was attended by the service chiefs and heads of law enforcement, security and intelligence agencies, discussed the threats of kidnapping, terrorism, banditry, armed robbery, and the resultant consequences of these threats on lives and property. As part of the renewed commitment to make Nigeria safe and secure, the meeting resolved to strengthening inter-agency coordination, stakeholders' engagement, and consultation in order to find solutions to the multiple security threats. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu says no section of the country will be left out in the ongoing effort to create new polling units. The assurance was given during a stakeholders' consultative meeting with the media in Abuja. We'll be bringing you the details of that report before the end of this bulletin. More All Progressives Congress members in Ogun State continue to revalidate their membership while new members have been registered. Our reporter Bumi Adigu monitors the exercise in Remo Federal Constituency. His reports.
The revalidation and registration of members of the All Progressives Congress APC commenced on the 9th of February 2021 as members revalidate their membership with the party. So also are new members moving in to be part of the fold. From Ishara to Ikperu to Ikene down to Shagamu, it was the same story as members continue to be part of the exercise. The State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development is from Shagamu local government.
So our party is a party that is accepted by a lot of people. So people are turning out to register. In fact, to the extent that the materials that are being used, people are complaining that they don't have enough. So that's the kind of turnout that you get. We are all one family, one party. You understand? There's no way, even within two brothers, two sisters, you have some kind of misunderstanding, but it's misunderstanding that could be resolved within us. So nobody, I'm sure that nobody will complain in Shagamu that they did not allow them register. So we are good to go.
Honorable Ademola Adeyinka is a member of the Ogun State House of Assembly representing Shagamu 2 State Constituency. He was here to take part in the exercise.
Process in Ward 12, I would say, is smooth, and everybody is being carried along, unlike other wards. But Ward 12 has been like a good example to all other wards to see. Like, there's no discrimination, new members are being welcomed, and the old members have been revalidated also.
But it was the same complaint everywhere. Complaint of inadequate materials as the crowd coming out to join the party increases daily.
People have been coming out to do registration, but the turnout is a bit low. So, but I know that as it goes, people will still turn out to do registration.
Ètò yẹn lọ bóyá kó ṣe lọ, but paper yẹn ò tó, wọ́n lè bá produce more of registration paper yẹn sí.
I'm not faulting the process. Maybe they are using that technique to allow some polling units to get registered, which is a welcome idea, but it's not enough.
The exercise is expected to end in 2 weeks. Bumi Adigun, OGTV News.
And now to our earlier story. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu says no section of the country will be left out in the ongoing efforts to create more polling units. The assurance was given during a stakeholders consultative meeting with the media in Abuja.
We'll brief and consult widely before we eventually take a decision on this important issue of voter access to polling units. But in any case, we have made the discussion paper available. So our intentions have been clearly spelled out in the document. So nobody can read ulterior motives into what we are doing, because whatever we said we are going to do is on the table. We have published the document, we have widely shared the hard copies, and we have also made the soft copies available on our website and social media platforms. So everything is in the open.
Now, Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has felicitated with the Otun Yaolode of Ota Al-Aja Sadat Omotayo Onimole on her 80th birthday celebration, describing her as a cerebral and distinguished woman. The governor, who stated this in his remarks at the reception of the celebration at the Shield Convention Center, Obafemi Awolowo Road, Osiota, thanked God for preserving Mama's life, saying she has lived a graceful and worthy life. Represented by his deputy, Engineer Noimot Salako Edele, Abiodun described Chief Mrs. Sadat Onimole as a trailblazer who has set a very high bar, adding that the good character has earned our respect among women and men groups alike in her chosen career as a teacher and a politician.
And I'm particularly happy that Almighty Allah has made it possible in our lifetime to see a woman from Ota in company establishing a school service and a woman from Ota in company governor of the state. These are things that we believe in and things that we fought for passionately. I know that when I became candidate, Mama was a celebrated politician and also on another plan, but she immediately embraced the campaign for us and made sure that she contributed her own portion, financially, politically, spiritually, to be able to get today to have a representative of women as one of the people that knows her birthday.
The governor then thanked God to grant and prayed God to grant her more long life and good health and peace of mind. In his remarks, former President of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, represented by his son, Ogbeni Oludayo Obasanjo, congratulated the celebrants for witnessing another milestone, describing the octogenarian as a teacher of teachers and a woman of substance. Highlights of the event was the unveiling and launching of a book written by the celebrant titled Rejected Stone Became a Pillar, The Story of My Life. Now, World Radio Day is observed on February 13th of every year to celebrate the glorious turns from a traditional media all over the world. The theme from this year's celebration is New World, New Radio, which highlights the services provided by the medium during the COVID-19 crisis. Margaret Okunlola reports.
World Radio Day came into existence in 2011 and was adopted as an international day in 2012 by the United Nations General Assembly. Radio is the most effective way of delivering information as it has the widest geographical reach and largest audience to respondents. Radio remained the most resilient and effective mode of communication, which is till date used by the majority for receiving information.
Media has a tripartite stand: information, education, entertainment, and you get all of that and more on radio. And so I cannot agree less that radio has fulfilled its intent for its creation from the outset.
It has been a go-to medium over the years for everyone. Radio is very essential. It's a very critical part of the society. In fact, for many people, once they hear something on radio, they believe is authentic.
It has helped the government as well to know the yearnings of the people and to be able to communicate and disseminate powerful information to the people.
They added that radio adapts to new technologies and is accessible everywhere to everyone.
Radio is the most listened to platform from all over the world in terms of media. I mean, everybody enters their vehicle on a typical day and they're listening to the radio, and so they get information, know what is happening.
You go to the very inner parts of the country, even those places where you would not even know exist. You'd find people listening to radio there. Radio has done a great job over time as far as, connecting with the people is concerned.
It has served as a voice of the people. It's very close to the people as one of the traditional means of communication to the people.
The respondents further urged media organizations to improve their content as well as ensure they disseminate genuine information to the public.
There's a responsibility on administrators, on-air persons or broadcasters as we call them, to be very careful in their delivery on radio to make sure what they're giving is authentic.
Improve on the level of research we make so as to know content we are going to be giving to the people as a major stakeholder in building society.
Keep up the tempo that radio has right about now, and also learning to adapt to new trends as they come up. Being in tune with what is happening in terms of trends, and of course, don't gag innovations as they come. Innovations might be new to you, but of course, it's been in existence in other parts of the world.
Radio is much sought after because of its cost efficiency, its reach to the widest audience, and wide range of programs ranging from local to global level. Margaret Okunlola, OGTV News.
Now, at least 23 persons, including passers-by, have been arrested by operatives of the Lagos State Command deployed to Lekki Tollgate. The operatives who were deployed to the location on Friday chased and arrested anyone considered a protester. Those arrested were allegedly members of the #Occupy Lekki Tollgate and NSAS 2 groups who vowed to protest in spite of warnings by Lagos State and the federal government. Some of the arrested suspects denied being protesters, insisting they were just going about their businesses when they were picked up. Meanwhile, the #Defend Lagos group, led by Alabi Oladimeji, has suspended its counter-protest scheduled for the Lekki Tollgate this morning. Now, news just reaching us says that the protesters, including popular entertainer and activist Debo Adebayo, popularly known as Mr. Macaroni, have been granted bail. We'll be giving you more updates as this story develops. Now, Oyo State government has imposed a 24-hour curfew on Shasha Market. The market has also been ordered shut down indefinitely. The decision, according to the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, follows the continued killing and destruction of property in the market. The chief press secretary to Governor Seyi Makinde, Taiwo Adisa, confirmed the development on Saturday. The clashes rocking the market continued on Saturday morning, with youths unleashing mayhem on one another in the area. Residents said they had fled the entire area and could not pass the night in their homes on Friday night for fear of overnight attack from any of the warring group. The peace in the community was restored in the wake of crisis that ensued between some hoodlums and the Hausa traders following the death of one cobbler in the market. You're still watching OGTV News. More news and reports after the break. Do join us again. Welcome back. After spending 4 days in captivity, the kidnapped Taraba State Governor's aide, Baba Bala, has been released by his abductors in Jalingo, the state capital. He was released in the early hours of Saturday at Gongo Maliki, a suburb of Jalingo metropolis. The State Acting Police Public Relations Officer, ASP Liha Reform, confirmed this to reporters in a telephone interview. Liha disclosed that the governor's aide had undergone a medical checkup and reunited with his family. He was adopted in the early hours of February the 9th at his residence in Sabongeri area of Jalingo. Neither the family nor the police could disclose how much was paid as ransom to secure his release. A last night fire has razed over 90 shops in the largest plaza at the Wunti market in Bauchi City. The cause of the fire was still unknown, but it was gathered that it started in a section of the plaza where salon, computer and tailoring shops were located. No life was lost in the fire incident, but shop owners lost valuables as it was impossible to evacuate properties due to the inferno intensity. Business activities in the plaza have been altered as traders count their losses. On Saturday, 13th of February 2021 marks the 45th year that the outstanding Nigerian leader, General Murtala Muhammad, was assassinated by some dissident soldiers within the Nigerian Armed Forces in 1976. Our reporter Bumi Adigo in this report takes a look at the life and times of the man described by many as exceptionally outstanding in performance.
Throughout the world and across all ages and times, there have been a handful of outstanding personalities who have left their marks indelible in the sands of history of the lands and nations in which they have lived. Those were the heroes who sacrificed tremendously to change the course of history among their people.
Events of the past few years have indicated that despite our great human and material resources, the government has not been able to fulfill the legitimate expectations of our people. Nigeria has been left to drift. This situation, if not arrested, would inevitably have resulted in chaos and even bloodshed.
Today, 13th day of February, marks the day when some military officers within the Nigerian Armed Forces murdered in cold blood General Murtala Ramat Mohammed in an attempt to take over power. Though the coup plotters succeeded in snuffing out the flame, but the coup was abortive.
On a fateful Friday morning of 13th February 1976 in Lagos,
having joined the military in 1961, his life was cut short in 1976. 45 years has passed, but the event that occurred in the early hours of February 13th, 1976 remains fresh in the minds of Nigerians. Murtala Muhammad ruled Nigeria for only 200 days and was loved for his stern posture. He was the first Nigerian head of state to have his face in the nation's currency notes. Murtala Mohammed firmly set the stage for the return to democratic rule when he set up the Constitution Drafting Committee that drafted 1979 Constitution.
Tala oṣù kejì ọdún 1976 ọjọ́ burúkú èṣù bomi.
Bumi Adigun, OGTV News.
The remains of the first civilian governor of Lagos State and the architect of the new Lagos, Alhaji Lateef Jakonde, have been committed to Mother Earth at Ikoyi Vault and Garden, Lagos Island. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his deputy Ganiyu Obafemi Hamzat, former governors in the southwest, were among the dignitaries who witnessed the interment as the body of the late icon was lowered into the grave. Matthew Showme completes the report.
It is indeed the end of an era, as the man described as the best of his kind. The first civilian governor of Lagos State takes his final journey to eternity. Dignitaries, family members, well-wishers are here gathered at the residence of late Pa Lateef Jakonde to say farewell to him.
Though he served for 4 years and 3 months as the governor of Lagos State, his achievements continue to tower high and stands as a model of good governance and excellent service as the architect of New Lagos State. The last of the political titans who ranks with the likes of the late stage Chief Obafemi Awolowo and other nationalists, an icon, foremost journalist, a great mentor, generally described as a very honest public officer, Alhaji Lateef Kayode Jakonde has taken a bow out of the stage of life after 91 eventful years on earth. The journey of the first civilian governor of Lagos State to eternity commenced with a special prayer for the body at his residence in Ilopeju, Lagos. This was followed by a lie in state at the same venue as tributes poured in for the man whose dedication and commitments to the service of his people was said to be second to none.
A great man that served his people when they had the opportunity, that cared for people, was a fantastic journalist. So he has done a lot of first.
There's no doubt that Jakonde made a mark, an indelible mark. Part of his achievement is the wisdom and foresight to know that at the time Lagos was capital of Federal Republic of Nigeria and Lagos State was created, that the two capitals should not coexist on the island.
The people of Lagos are still very grateful and happy that he did them.
Others describe their personal encounter with the man popularly known as Baba Kekere.
A lot of Nigerians came to Lagos for education and for free qualitative education.
Is incumbent on members of the Jakonde family to strive and be guided by the principles, the values he lived for.
One of the children and family members have this to say of their father.
3, this is a man that is people-centric. It's just about people. This is a humble man, a man of total humility.
I'm not surprised, but I'm impressed and appreciative that people still can, come out and say, yes, I'm a product of this man, he has done this for me.
The body was then removed for the journey to the final resting place as Lagosians came out to bid their political hero a farewell. The body made a stop at Okekpopo family compound of the deceased in Lagos Island for a brief ceremony. His body then arrived at Ikoyi Vault and Garden, accompanied by children and family members, and was received by the dignitaries, among whom were the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his deputy, former governors of the Southwest and Islamic clerics. After the janaza prayer, the body was lowered into the grave to mark the end of an era. He was born in Epetedo area of Lagos State on July 29, 1929, with both parents from Omaran in Kwara State, and was sworn in as the first civilian governor of Lagos State on October 1, 1979, and brought a lot of development to the state in line with the 5 cardinal programs of the defunct Unity Party of Nigeria. Matthew Shomi, OGTV News.
Now on the foreign scene, Mario Draghi has been formally sworn in as Italy's new Prime Minister following weeks of instability in the Eurozone's third largest economy. The appointment of the 73-year-old known as Super Mario capped weeks of political instability for the country still in the grips of the health crisis that had killed more than 93,000 people. Members of his new cabinet, who include technocrats, veteran politicians and ministers held over from the previous government, each took oath of office. Draghi was parachuted in by Mattarella after the previous centre-left coalition under Premier Giuseppe Conte collapsed, leading Italy rudderless amid the worst recession since World War II. After assembling a broad-based coalition on Friday night, he formally accepted the post of Premier, publicly revealing the new cabinet for the first time. Now in sports, Liverpool crashed to a dismal 3-1 defeat at Leicester to leave their top 4 hopes in jeopardy after Alisson Becker's latest boulder escaped a stunning collapse from the troubled Premier League champions on Saturday. Jurgen Klopp's side endured a third successive defeat to effectively end any chance of retaining the title. The calamorous nature of Liverpool's late meltdown raises serious questions about their bid to qualify for next season's Champions League. Mohamed Salah had given the Reds the lead in the second half at the King's Power Stadium, but James Maddison triggered a remarkable burst of 3 goals in 7 minutes from the hosts. We shall not have the weather forecast for tomorrow. Unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved. Don't forget that you can now watch us live on these platforms: Apple, Roku, Facebook and Android devices. You can also watch us live on our website, which is www.ogtv.com.ng/live. And that's it on our comprehensive news package for today. Thank you very much for watching. I am Olayinka Shodunke. Have a good night.
I protect you, you protect me.
I protect you, you protect me.
I protect you,
you protect me.
The face mask has dual purpose. First, it stops you from infecting the other person by catching your droplets. And it stops you from infecting yourself by touching your eyes, mouth, and nose. I protect you and you protect me. Wear your face mask.
This message was brought to you by the Ogun State Government.
It is another edition of Social and Community News on the People's Tele OGTV. I am Bukola Agbakisu. In this package, a first report confirms the general Nigerian saying, "What a man can do, a woman can do better." It is the story of a female commercial motorcycle rider popular around Obadaoko, one of the outskirts of Abeokuta. A second report takes us to Makunwomi in Ogunwaterside local government area of the state, where the ancient concept of human transaction, trade by barter, is still being practiced. Personality of the week will, as usual, bring down the curtains of the program. Stay with us. I'll be back shortly. Thanks for joining us. Commercial motorcycle riding business is a trade that is synonymous with men due to a whole lot of risks and difficulties attached to it. It would then be a strange thing to see a woman involved in it. But do you know that there is a female commercial motorcycle rider in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital? And the question is, can you ride on a bike with a female piloting the affairs? Let's join Benga Adekoya on a trip to Obadaoko as he takes us through the world of Mrs. Taiwo Babatunde, a female commercial motorcycle rider who dares what is regarded as the main trade to feed her family.
Àwa lọmọ Abẹ́òkúta, ìlú rere, ìlú ọlọ́lá, ibi gbogbo lásọ̀rọ̀ lù wá, ẹ̀ka àmọ́ ìlú.
Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, is surrounded by many notable homesteads and villages that are fast turning into a mega city. One of them is Obadaoko, which according to history got its name from a market created by one-time Alake of Egbaland to afford farmers sell their produce to the people of Lagos and its environs.
Wàá tún yọ̀ fà ọ́ sí tí ó
Obada, a short form of Ọjà tí Ọba dá sílẹ̀ in Yoruba language, which means a market created by a king, is a destination today. But this time around, it is not to tell you about the history of this settlement, but to bring you one of its modern wonders. Welcome to the popular Health Center Junction in Obadaoko, a place synonymous with an unusual and an attestation of the saying that what a man can do, a woman can do better. Meet Mrs. Taiwo Babatunde, a female commercial motorcycle rider and a mother of 5 who rides to feed her family.
Orúkọ mi ni Babatunde Taiwo. Mo jẹ́ ọmọ bíbí ìlú Ìbíyàn ní Yewa North tí mò ń gbé ní Obadaoko. Èmi àtọkọ mi ti jà fún ìdí kan tàbí kejì. Ọ̀dọ̀ mi ni àwọn ọmọ mi wà. Mo ti bímọ 5. Nínú ìgbà kòró yẹn, kò sí nǹkan táwọn ọmọ mi máa jẹ rárá. Kò wá sí nǹkan táwọn ọmọ mi máa jẹ ní ọjọ́ náà. Èyí ló mú mi wá sí Tamak. Ìgbà tí mo dé Tamak, mo rí Tanṣo tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí Ṣeun. Ó ní Tanṣo, ó ní yẹn mo ní mo fẹ́ gun ọ̀kadà. Látàwọn ọmọ mi ò tí ì jẹun ní àwọn ọmọ mi ò tí ì jẹun lékẹ̀. Mo ní wàláhì Tanṣo, mo tilẹ̀kùn mọ́ àwọn ọmọ yẹn tí mo fi wá táǹsì ni o. Ó ní ó yá gba kọ́kọ́rọ́. Ó yá lọ ṣiṣẹ́ kó fi gbówó oúnjẹ fáwọn ọmọ yẹn. So tí bá ní mo fẹ́ gbèrò ọjọ́ yẹn, àwọn ẹlòmíì ò ń sá sẹ́yìn pé àwọn fẹ́ kóbìnrin gbé òun. But Tanṣo yìí máa ní àyẹ̀gùn ó máa gbé yín. Expert ni. Ó máa gbé yín, ó máa gbé yín, ó máa gbé yín. Bọ́yẹn ṣe títí àwọn èèyàn ṣáà ń fi mí ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́ ńjọ́ yẹn. Mi ṣáà wojú pé wọ́n fi mí ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́. Mo ṣáà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa kọ orin tí mo fi ń gbé wọn ńjọ́ yẹn. Bí mo ṣe ṣe títí tí mo di ẹni tó ń jíṣẹ́ ọ̀kadà nìyẹn o. Ṣùgbọ́n mo pa 400 naira ní ọjọ́ yẹn.
We asked her how it feels being the only woman riding Okada for commercial purposes in Abeokuta. The 35-year-old woman said she feels great and shared her experience on what she uses to encounter with customers, especially the male gender.
Ẹ̀sà ìpèníjà pọ̀ o, mo máa ń gbọ́kùnrin. Ìgbà ọkùnrin mo láìkì jù láti máa gbé. So bí pé kò gbẹ́ lómi ibi tó yẹ kán fún ẹ ní 100 naira, tó ń lọ ná 50 naira sí ẹ. Ibi tó yẹ kán fún ẹ ní 200, wọ́n á fún ẹ ní 100 naira ń bẹ̀. Tó bá dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹlòmíì ọmọ bẹ̀ sí sọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹni kàkà kan sọ pé àyè má bínú, no, wọ́n máa bẹ̀ sí sọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹni.
Matthew Ogunbayo, popularly called Tanṣo, a male Okada rider, shed small light on how Mrs. Taiwo Babatunde ventured into commercial Okada business.
Wá bá mi ní ó dẹ̀ sọ pé kí n fún un ní báìkì pé kò sí nǹkan tí àwọn ọmọ fẹ́ jẹ, so mo dẹ̀ gbé fún un, ó dẹ̀ lọ fi ṣiṣẹ́, ó dẹ̀ gbà tó dẹ̀ dé, ó dẹ̀ lọ fi ṣiṣẹ́, mo ti ní kó tún kọ́ntínú kó lọ fi ṣiṣẹ́ sí, wà tó dẹ̀ pa owó tó dẹ̀ ní lówó oúnjẹ, ó dẹ̀ return báìkì yẹn padà fún mi, so láti gbà yẹn náà mo rò pé ó dẹ̀ ń ṣàdúrà fún mi.
Some of our customers and passers-by said it amazes them seeing a woman venture into a trade that is known with men.
Seeing her as a lady doing it as for commercial purpose here seems somehow. It's not something that should persist like that. She should stop, because a man, though what a man can do, a lady can do better or whatever, as you say. But this kind of thing is not for woman. So, and it's not advisable for her to do it for a very long time.
She knows how to ride very well. So I don't fear about her if she can carry you or if you can join her. So no problem about her. Due to the situation of the country, that is why she is doing it. Otherwise, it's not her job. She's supposed to be at shop. But
Mrs. Taiwo Babatunde has this piece of advice for the women folk.
àwa obìnrin ẹ má jẹ́ ká máa bẹ̀rù wípé iṣẹ́ kan lè láti ṣe. Ẹ fi tèmi Táíwò Babátúndé ṣàríkọ́gbọ́n tí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ sí Lady T. Ẹ wo iṣẹ́ yìí ó le púpọ̀ iṣẹ́ ọ̀kadà kò ń ṣiṣẹ́ tó rọrùn ó le púpọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n kò sí nǹkan téèyàn fẹ́ ṣe nípa ìgbìyànjú pẹ̀lú àtìlọ́rùn Ọlọ́run. Mo mọ̀ pé tá bá ní ìgbìyànjú pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn mo mọ̀ pé gbogbo nǹkan máa dà. Àwọn obìnrin nǹkan tí Ọlọ́run fún wa ẹ má jẹ́ ká tà lọ́pọ̀.
So, whenever you visit Obadaoko in Abeokuta, don't forget to patronize this woman with a large heart, a woman that dared to enter the men's trade of commercial Okada riding. Benga Adekoya, OGTV Social and Community News.
Thank you, Benga. Before, women are regarded as weaker vessels, but now it is not so. As we can see, what a man can do, a woman can do it even better. Now, despite the abolition of trade by barter in Nigeria in 1956, the people of Makomi, Ogun Waterside local government area of Ogun State, still practice this culture of exchanging goods for goods and services. Makomi is one of the communities in Ogun Waterside local government where cheap commodities like plantain, fresh and smoked fish are sold. Come along with Yusuf Ganil on this trip to the land where trade by barter still exists.
Welcome to Makomi in Ogun Waterside local government area of Ogun State. This coastal community, inhabited by the Ijebu people, shares border with Ondo and Lagos State in southwest Nigeria. Still in practice here is the ancient trade by barter concept of trading. Trade by barter is a system of exchange where participants in transaction directly exchange goods or services without using a medium of exchange such as money.
Sorry, mbi sim ko to di pe yo nsin se lawon ma wa pe ẹja ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ àbí ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ ye ẹja mo fẹ́ fi gbà. So ẹ kó ẹja lẹ̀. So wọ́n wo iye tí ẹja yẹn tó ìwọ̀n tó tó. Wọ́n fi gbọ́ ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ fún yín àbí kẹ́ wo iye tí ẹja tó kẹ́ fi gba gàrí. So kò dá wàhálà lẹ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ń ṣe láti gbà wá ṣẹ́ nìyẹn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ta ọjà yìí lẹ́sìn going to 50 years.
Here in Makomi market, the spirit of trade by barter is invoked.
When you talk about Ejini market in those days, Atijere, then you remember Makomi. You know, my mom incidentally was one of the traders some decades ago. She would paddle a canoe all the way from Ondo State, Egbotu, her town, to Makun to trade. After here, moved to the next place where they are having this kind of market, you know. So it's unique, and you must have also seen the uniqueness of this. You know, you can imagine this modern day in our market we still have trade by barter. You know, when we were in school we read about it and we all thought that one has gone, but it's still in vogue here, and they do it effortlessly, seamlessly, without reducing. So it is very, very interesting and unique.
People from Ondo, Abuja, Kano, Delta, Lagos, Oyo, among other states, every 2-day interval find their way to Makomi market to trade their wares.
Today is the alole of the market, so tomorrow is the main market. So people sleep overnight, but when they are sleeping, there is trade and barter. So people use fish to collect plantain, while some use plantain to collect gari. So there are some people that are used to come tomorrow, but if they can't meet it up to come today. So that is what you are seeing here. So these boats, they are from different type of villages. Some are from Ekpe, some are from Igbogun. Even there are some from Laje, that is the boundary between Ogun State and Ondo State. So they used to come here every 9 days. We meet here.
ọjà tá a máa ń rọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ à ń ra kúrúkúrú gàrí epo kankan bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ti pẹ́ ìdọ́ǹtì ta ti ń wá o kódà kì í ṣọ̀rọ̀ ọdún mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dógún sí i o 15 years o.
ṣe ní èfìrẹ́ yẹn ọjà wà ń bẹ̀ gbọ́ ọjà ibẹ̀ ò ṣe kínní tí Makun yìí láwa ń ná gbogbo.
The existence of Makumi Market was revealed to us by these community leaders.
Ọjà yẹn Ọlọ́run ọba ló kàn fún wa ní ọjà torí àwọn màmá wa wọ́n ti ṣiṣẹ́ ọjà gbogbo ọ̀nà omi lọ sọ́nà ọ̀sà lọ́hùn gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ màmá wa ti ṣe struggle ní ọjọ́ kan ṣe lọ́n fi ń sinmi òun lọ́jọ́ ilé ẹgbẹ́ ọjọ́ kan ṣoṣo láàrin ọjọ́ mẹ́sàn-án ọjọ́ kan ṣe lọ́n fi ń sinmi so kàn máa nájà káìkiri ṣùgbọ́n ìgbà tí àkókò tó ṣe lọ́lọ́run dìde wá sọjà yẹn kalẹ̀ níbẹ̀ so bí ọjà yẹn ṣe wá wáyé níbẹ̀ àwọn kan ló sọ pé ibi tó ń lọ àwọn ewé tó máa ń wà lórí omi tó ń pè ní gbébọn yẹn ò dí ọ̀nà àtijọ́ rẹ̀ lọ so gbà tó ń lè dọ̀hún ọba padà ọba sọ̀kalẹ̀ sí orí wọ́ọ̀fù wa ní ibẹ̀ yẹn bọ́dẹ̀ sọ̀kalẹ̀ sórí wọ́ọ̀fù gbogbo ọjà bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo wọn tó ń bọ̀ Abẹ́òkúta Ìbàdàn Ifọ̀ gbogbo àwọn ìlú ló ń wá sí gbogbo wọn ló ń wá sí Makun bí tán wá nájà yẹn so àwọn ìkálẹ̀ ó ní tí n bá ní ẹja mo lè sọ pé n fẹ́ gbọ́ gẹ̀dẹ̀ mo lè sọ pé n fẹ́ gba kúkúrú mo lè sọ pé n fẹ́ gba gàrí so ẹja trading by barter lájọ fi ń ṣe àkókò yìí ń sìn bí ọjà yẹn dẹ̀ ṣe mọ́ ẹ wọ́n dẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n máa nájà fún ọjọ́ mẹ́ta gbáko bọ̀tẹ̀ ń sìn tán bá ti wá ní bí àná yẹn ń sìn wọ́n máa ná ọmọjú wọ́n máa tún kọ̀ntínú láàárọ̀ yìí ó bá di nǹkan bí aago méjì ṣaago mélòó ń sìn wọ́n máa lọ.
This age-long trading system is said to be seamless and also contributes to the economic growth of the community.
Has risen to a standard of it has become an interstate market. People from Lagos State, from Oyo, Osun, Delta, and so on like that, they are now patronized. If you go to the market yesterday, you see people. It's a conglomeration of states. If you go to the jetty, you see boats coming from Lagos State as this. You see, it has become an interstate market. And by that, we are able to enjoy their participation, their patronage. They come, those 2 days used to be a very beautiful period within Makun. You see, there's nothing you look for that you can't get except a vehicle. We don't sell vehicle in the market. So if people can bring their wares all the way from Delta, all the way from Lagos State and other environment to come and meet us here, we are enjoying it.
Makumi is still growing with this trading method and by extension boosting the economic sustainability of its people. If you have the opportunity to trade your wares by barter, then visit Makumi Market in Ogun Waterside local government area of Ogun State. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV Social and Community News.
You've heard it all from Yusuf Ganiyu. When next you want to travel, take a trip to Makumi in Ogun Waterside local government area of Ogun State to see how trade by barter is being done there. Our personality of the week is drawn from the world of sport. He is Kamaruddin Usman, better known as Kamaru Usman, a Nigerian-American professional mixed martial artist. We'll take you into the world of the 33-year-old.
Nigeria, I always knew that I was destined for something greater, something better. And my parents knew it because I always told them. Once we immigrated here, we kind of had to assimilate and start to partake in the sports that were big here in America. But it wasn't until I found wrestling that I really decided that this is what I wanted to do.
Born 11th of May 1987 in Auchi, Edo State, Kamaru Usman, the first African fighter to win an Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC title, moved to the United States when he was 7, finding a passion for wrestling in high school. In 2010, he won a national title while in college at the University of Nebraska, United States. He hasn't looked back since and now has a record 14 wins and just 1 loss in his mixed martial arts career, also known as MMA. Usman believes growing up in Nigeria has been instrumental in his steady rise to the top of his sport. He made his debut in the world of mixed martial arts after training and fought in 5 regional fight promotions before coming to the Ultimate Fighter of UFC. On the Ultimate Fighter, he won both of his major fights before winning the Ultimate Fighter 21 welterweight tournament by defeating Hayden Hazard. From then on, Usman fought whoever was placed in front of him, somehow improving more and more, and with every fight that he took part in. He defeated Alexander Yakovlev, Sean Strickland, and Damian Maia before making it to a fight against Rafael dos Anjos, a performance which earned him a lot of attention. He was once scheduled to defend his title against Gilbert Burns on 12th of December 2020. However, on 5th of October 2020, it was reported that he had pulled out from the bout, citing more time needed to recover from undisclosed injuries, and the bout was postponed to February 13th, 2021 at UFC 258.
It all comes down to this. Usman could just suffocate you, and he's so athletic and he's learning so fast. And just excellent transitions here. You know, A is an answer for everything Hassan's doing. Hassan's struggling to breathe. I can hear it here from the desk. Look like a tap. That's it. Kamaru Usman comes up huge for the Brazilians. The Nigerian Nightmare, Usman.
We have come to the end of social and community news for this week. Thanks so much for watching. We will be back again next week. Until then, bye for now.